Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today will be the conclusion to our first playthrough, the Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me. People have finished this in one session, Zen. I wouldn't be surprised if especially if they didn't decide to be as meticulous as we were, looking for collectibles and all that. You could definitely finish it in one sitting. Less than 8 hours, but here we are. More than 8 hours into our run, only getting to the final act. I enjoyed my time with it. I am enjoying my time with it, and I'm curious to see how it'll all end. Without further ado, before we extend it even further, let's try and finish the game and not die. Play alone, so sad. We are in Homestead Forest. November 28, 2022, 2:05 a.m. 10 hours? What are we at anyway? Well, definitely more than 10 hours. I don't remember this. Oh, right. We stopped here. Have fun with gaming, Zen. What are you playing? What are you playing right now? Will we suffer and scream in terror here? What will you be playing? We will need a lot of luck. I gotta admit, last session was super stressful. Trying to keep all of these people alive. And my controller's not working. Great. There we go. Why are you looking at those rocks? You're gonna jump out at ya? I sense a collectible here. No collectibles. Well, that was not rewarding at all. Underhand, trying to summon Lovecraftian gods with cards? Hey! Sounds like Cultist Simulator. If you haven't tried that game, I do recommend it. It's pretty fun. It's also card game based, and it is what it is. A cultist simulator. About summoning Lovecraftian gods and stuff. It's a pretty old game though, but it's also on mobile. Have fun summoning eldritch beings, and try not to get us killed. Okay, I am... How do I run again? Okay. We will. You have fun as well, Zen. Thank you again for dropping by as always. Oh shit, you almost scared me. Where in the... Okay. We could go up here. Let's get the high ground. Because why not? And this is where it ends, right? Worst death ever. Finally, collectible. Class C. Endorsements none, restrictions none.
Francis Morello.
Driver's license. This was the guy, I think, yeah, the one who pretended to be, or who was made to pretend to be Dumet. Palmdale, California. Right. Oh, oh. More shinies. Inferno. Thanks for the day out, Uncle Francis. Yep. And I think we saw the clothes of the daughters. Or Francis. Well, I forget. But they were a whole family. I think it was the Dorello family. I think it was father, wife, father's brother, 2 daughters. Maybe wrong. Alan Wake. Huh? Whose beanie is that? Okay, where's the dog? Where's this? I'm trying to crawl.
I thought getting outside would make things better.
Trying to crawl.
Did you hear that? There's something out there. It's a forest. It could be anything. I wonder if he's got cameras out here too. Can you not freak me out any more than I already am?
Uh-huh. Currency I don't need.
This is usually where you'd bring up the Topeka shit show. Give up Charlie's left nut to be in Topeka right about now.
Computer's acting weird again. Did my stream drop? No, it's still there. We're good. Everything just blanked out on one end. Before we go to that shed, I want to go to the right side and see if that's the way forward. Nothing. Nothing? Not even an O-ball? Is my audio wigging out? No, just my headset slowly dying. Wow, there was... Oh, wait, no, a house. Wow, I did not see this. Okay. Investigate the farmhouse. Get away from Dumet. Okay, now this looks like the main path. Now I want to go back to that shed. It may have collectibles. Or maybe it's an either or. I was about to reach for my coffee, but something could happen. Anything could happen at this point. Oh, fuck! Yep. It's a good thing I didn't reach for that coffee. My god. Alright, ABXY, ABXY. Gave me a heart attack. Not because it was shocking, but because I was worried I was gonna press the wrong button. Because, you know, Nintendo Switch controls. It's a hand! It's a hand! Why is there a hand?
Got it.
So dark, so freaking dark. Oh god.
Holy fuck. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. His hand's been cut off. Before or after he died? How the hell should I know?
The dead body of a man found inside a shed. His right hand has been severed. He appears to have died, bleeding from his injury. The dead man was Francis Morello. His photo is on his driver's license. Yep, driver's license belongs to Francis. And a theme park ride photo of a man with a young girl. The people in the photo are Francis and Bethany Morello.
This thing is juice.
Well, keep it. Is her flashlight stronger? I think it is stronger. Yo, that is worth it. Not like it's gonna save us from stupid quick time events. Now for the spooky farmhouse. At least we got a bigger flashlight. I can't believe I didn't see the farmhouse in my initial pass. It's like it's right there. Of course we're gonna go around the house. Damn, this flashlight's strong. I like it. Do I want to peer in? Something's gonna pass. Damn rat. Come on. Come on. I'm ready.
You hear that? What? Like... whimpering.
No, don't. It's a trap. It might be a trap. He's scared. Say nothing? Not good, not good.
It's okay, boy. I won't hurt you.
Of course you can hear the dog. Hey, there's another person there. What? Kill the dog? Okay, no, that's too much. If I die, it'll be worth it.
No!
Go! Get the axe and chop his head off.
Get off the path.
Not another chase. Fuck. Just stressed out by these chases. Oh, great. Of course he had like trip sensors. Mark Lighthouse.
Do you think they're here? We need to find a way in. What if they didn't make it? One thing at a time. Let's get inside.
It really is much darker now. Oh god, it's these two without a reliable source of light. Crap, just run. Hey, can you pull out your lighter? This flash is not doing anything. I forgot. Evidence, right? Evidence. Address Chicago PD. Evidence 1612 West State. Case number. Evidence number 21. Recovery date July 4, 1998, or April 7. I think it's July since US.
At 0600 hours, I, Officer Frank Hooper, discovered that one or multiple individuals had gained unauthorized access to the evidence room at 1612 West State Street. Among the missing items
Vano, how's
were
it
assets
going?
recovered from the apartment
We
of
just
former
started.
FBI agent Hector Monday, including books, clothes, notes, surgical tools, and dental equipment.
I hope we get to finish this tonight.
We are currently running with the theory
So tired.
that this was the direct result of souvenir hunters looking for a piece of memorabilia from the case. End of report.
Hey, I wanted to see the names behind there. Is it just me or is this game also darker? Hector, Waylon Monday, Leonard Kemp, Brandon Day, Pitzel, Baldwin, Peacock, Liman, Belknap, Grantham Dumet. These are his different names. So from Hector Waylon Monday, he went through all of this. Huh. The last individual one shot you're having, then it's the beginning of the campaign. That is some dedication. Each character really got their spotlight, huh? Grantham Dumet, artist. Man of many talents.
Hector Waylon Monday.
Degree certificate. Silver Spring University of Science and Medicine. This is a certified that Hector Waylon Monday has been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology. May 22, 1988. This is the cop. You finished it twice? Whoa. It's that much replayability? I'm gonna stick with the choices we got for our demo, episode 1. I'm gonna still sad about what happened to certain animals, but I'm gonna stick with my decisions. And the mystic angle was kind of interesting as well. I don't know why. I guess like even like similar with Pentiment, it adds an extra spice on top of everything. Why not become a French heretic, or why not become some occultist in a small town in the middle of nowhere?
Mr. Dumet, I want my team dead. I'll get them to you this weekend.
What?
Just do it.
What? What?
I never said any of that shit.
It sounded let's splice together.
I'm grateful to you, Mr. Dumet. I want my team
Yeah, he's been recording us.
dead. I'll get them that this weekend. Let's do it.
I'm such an idiot. I wanted this to work so much, I just accepted everything he said. He recut it.
Not a bad job either. It's convincing.
Why would he frame me? Is he going to try and pin this shit on me?
Sounds like it. A play for each trait combination, literally. And there's so like, and yeah. And how many combinations are there? That's pretty impressive. The amount of text needed for that. I can imagine like behind the scenes how many branching paths that is. It is super crazy. Like when, for example, like BioWare, whenever they'd release like behind the scenes um footage of how their dialogue trees play out. It's like it's so mind bending. Jamie found the dog in the farmhouse and chose to let it go when hiding from Dumet. I hope Resident Evil wise that dog will come help us. Is it really that big of a difference though? Well, I guess since you're playing multiple playthroughs, uh each combination of traits must be very different. Because usually it's just like very minor things which change. But sounds major. I see. So they made sure to have stuff like oh shit, where's Charlie? Like each trait would have like a highlight moment. That's like a good GM. Making sure that each player has a moment to spotlight. Mark and Jennifer Edwards? Isn't this like that farmhouse photo? What is that noise? Fishing. Whoa! Mark found some boat keys. Well, I know a premonition for that.
Looks like there may be another boat on the island.
Wildly different info. That's good. That sounds like a very responsible GM. Taking into account that, hey, we're gonna have players with these certain combination of traits. We want to give them at least one major breakthrough for their combination of traits. Even if it's just one major thing or a few major things, it still makes you feel like, you know, it still makes you feel like your playthrough is really yours. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh shit, am I supposed to be taking photos? I didn't see anything incriminating. Not yet. Oh god. Oh god. God damn it! July 7th, 1965. Clarence. I thought I should write you with the news as you haven't been to see me in 6 months. You have a son. I gave birth a few weeks ago. I need you back here. I can't do this alone. My parents are helping out, but they're both very old now. Come home, Clarence, please. L. Monday. Yeah, this kid was neglected as a kid, right? Damn it. I heard something in the closet. Yo, let's just open it. Open, open. Whoa!
Son of a bitch. Give me a dog any day.
I'm happy I saw that cat. That is a happy scare.
Yeah, just a stupid cat.
And let me guess, something is gonna... Since your guard is dropped because you saw a cat, and then they're gonna hit you with the actual jump scare. I really wanted to try animal speaking, but at least it got mystical, so But mystical animal speaking, that, it's the reason why I took animal speaking in understand animals in Divinity, because the animals have so much to say. It's like if you don't understand, if you can't speak to animals, you're cutting off so many NPCs effectively. I wonder if I should replay it and put animal speaking. Or you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because then I'd have to listen to the dog in its final moments. Holy crap, never mind. But does it require a very specific setup? Well, it is a tragic loss, but I feel like I need to keep playing it. Like, I want to see this playthrough through. I don't want to like replay it with a new set of traits and different decisions. Ah, strong. Right, you mentioned this. Because you can hold on to both. Or do both. Got it. Well, I wouldn't have picked strong as a trait anyway. Doesn't seem too interesting for me, strong. Oh god, Lighthouse. Did you ever watch The Lighthouse? With Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson? Really good movie. Well, I really enjoyed it.
Come on.
You need to be in a certain
No
mood.
way.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Hey, can I take a photo of this? No.
Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down.
Yeah, you really need to be in a particular mood as well to watch it. But it's like watching a stage play, actually. It's very theatrical. The way it's set up, the acting and everything. It felt like watching a theater play. But amazing performances from both actors, I must say. And I guess it's psychological horror, you could say.
Tampering with the seal is a federal offense.
I'm gonna tamper with it anyway. Oh shit! Holy crap. I was waiting for that to happen. Good job, good job. You did it. Okay. Where the hell is Charlie? Where the hell is Charlie? Is this a smart thing to do? It's like you're just gonna attract all the baddies to you, right? With what? So a lighthouse pops up. Coast Guard will investigate. It's a long shot, but I guess you gotta try it, right? You did your first playthrough of episode 4 as that Mega Chad build. You started strong and hot. It still is really fun and took a very expected turn. Expect himbos for the win. I think that's good. Even with traits like I normally wouldn't gravitate towards, except maybe hot. Hot would be nice, but mystic seem like a more interesting thing for flavor. But I'll look at the traits again, but I think I'm okay with what I have. But you are right, like animal speaking plus mystical seems like a nice complement of each other. I forgot what I chose. I know I chose mystic, and I don't know, I forgot what I chose, but it feels like it's only half because you're mystical, you hear some things, but you can't understand animals. So it's like you know you can understand the language, but you can't speak it. It feels like that. I hope my trait combo has some fun moments as well. All right, is this the end game?
Ow!
Don't look into the light, man.
Fuck yes! Woo!
Well, what were they hoping? Now, crazy murder dude is gonna be coming in soon. Where's Charlie? What's that?
Hey, hey, guys, up here! Kate, Jamie, I'm
Oh,
here.
he's right there. Come on, we gotta get everyone alive. Final stretch.
What the hell is that smell? Jesus.
Oh. There you are. I wasn't expecting you.
Is that your
Are
mom?
you early for a change?
Is that his mom? What is this? Recover January 28th. St. Paul's Cemetery, Church Road, Silver Spring. Oh my god, did he make a mannequin out of his mother? January 30, 1998. Dear Mr. Monday, I'm writing to inform you of an issue with plot R357P12-4. As the right of interment is in your name, it is my duty to inform you of a recent incident at burial plot 12-4. A patch of soil has been disturbed and the headstone was moved from its base. I understand that this is the grave of your late mother, Lucinda Monday. Therefore, I appreciate that this news may be distressing. Unfortunately, on rare occasions, local wildlife can cause such disturbances, and I suspect that this is the case in this incident. As a matter of public safety, it is our duty to ensure maintenance of our plots is of a very high standard, and we have swiftly corrected the disturbance. There has been no permanent damage. Sincerely, J. Gray, Jeffrey Gray, Chief Caretaker. Did they even check the body? Because I think Mr. Monday resurrected his mom. Excuse me, Jamie. Jamie, excuse me. God, fine. Oh. Oh, what's that? Holy crap, it is mannequin mom. I'm scared. Well, they're gonna make us investigate.
What the fuck is this?
You're a selfish monster. Always have been.
Hey, Hey, who are you?
Is she gonna grab me? The boy who loves scary stories, Helen Blake. The lonely boy loved reading scary stories. Wow! He read scary stories all day and all night. Oh, wow. He lived with his mother, but she was very strict. Stop reading that book. The boy was sick of being told what to do. It's not fair. The book gave him an idea. Revenge. The boy sneaked through the house. Heh heh heh. He jumped and shouted and frightened his aunt, crossed out, mother. Rah! Ah! He loved scary stories. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Always right to your favorite page. Predictable little shit. I know you.
My God. It's locked. Oh, stairs. Hey Jamie, can you come up here first? Can you take the point? Can you take the jump scares for me? Okay, this is familiar. Oh. Yeah, I think this is. Oh.
Oh, thank God. It's only you.
Thank God. Have you seen Mark?
He's all right. He's trying to get that bloody light going.
Mark? Please tell me you can hear me.
Oh shit. Oh, he's
Mark.
not dead?
I thought I lost you.
Oh, go. 4 against 1. 4v1. Let's go. Yeah, 4v1. No, what the hell? Break his freaking neck. Overwhelm the stupid. He was already down. Oh, come on. He was down. He was unarmed. Okay, maybe they were scared. I'd be scared. Come on, Charlie! They're gonna pin all this shit on you, though. I guess he had an axe in hand. That would be scary. Look at him, just standing around. Come on, let's get to the boat. The premonition doesn't end. We could still die on the boat. No, it's gonna be that cop who dies. Typical in these horror movies, right? He's gonna be the one to investigate and then he gets killed.
What the hell? Oh. Hands
where I can see them, all of you!
He killed them.
No talking! I said, hands where I can see them!
Thank God you're here. You have to help us.
Until I know what's happening here, no one moves.
There goes your boat, my friend. I don't want to shock him.
Enough games.
Oh boy. So we were... Sorry, man. Get the gun!
There, let's go.
Grab the gun.
Smart. Guy has good presence.
Come on. This way. This should work.
Oh, it's not working.
Well.
Starter cord. There. Work,
Oh!
damn it!
She's gonna crash into you. Doggo, jump!
Hey, Connie. Good to see you, boy. Come on.
Come on.
He could have killed all of us if he had just actually jogged.
Work.
But he's gotta look cool. He's gotta look cool. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. There's a premonition about this crashing. Oh, okay, maybe since we got the keys and everything, we're fine.
Thank God it's over.
Unless they screw you over. Rest in peace, Aaron. The only one who died. Oh yeah, that's why it's not over. I saw a premonition of this. He does not give up. Go, team effort. No, he threw him into the water. Doggo.
No, no, please.
I hate this last minute stuff. Jump. Was it right to jump? Oh, you hit him again! Hit him again! Oh. Oh, it's this one! It's this one! I saw the premonition of that one. Couldn't let him. Oh. Oh no. That is bad. Wait. Control it, control it. Oh, that is the premonition. Well, shit. Oh, God. Ugh, okay. Sorry about that. There's added achievement name. This is a dating sim, right? Is it? At least he isn't black. Not two stereotypes at once. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Now what? I still feel bad. We could have gotten a perfect.
Smile on your face. I don't know what will. We have a non-stop block for your favorite classic rock after this break.
No damn commercials.
Hey, don't run over us. After everything we fought for.
Oh.
No! No!
Shit!
Oh God, okay. Imagine if we just got isekai to another game.
And I looked up, and there they were just in the middle of the flipping road, waving their hands and arms like a bunch of crazies.
Where you coming in from?
Fort Wayne. Been driving since 3 a.m.
Early start.
Well, I was trying to get into the port by 8. Probably not gonna make
Coco!
that now, am I?
I'd say likely not.
We're missing Aaron.
You know what? I think I'm gonna see about that studio in Brooklyn. See if I can make it work.
Life-changing
After this,
experience.
Starting over feels like a good idea.
Yeah. Just promise me you'll tell me how it goes.
Only if you promise to keep giving me unsolicited advice.
Count on it.
Life is Strange had better eye animations. No! Aaron died. I feel bad, JV. Can't have it all.
Need a smoke, buddy?
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
Oh, life-changing. Wow, they swam all the way. I guess it wasn't that far of a ferry ride. We captured some evidence. How did that factor into the ending? Episode 4, start of actual romance starting options. Nice. I have an idea if I want a romance. I want to see my other options in Scarlet Hollow. Grantham Dumet. Hector Monday. This is the season finale of the Dark Pictures, right? I have no context because I have not played the other Dark Pictures games.
Oh, you're here. All good things must come to an end, but how good was the end for our crew? Most of them survived, but sadly, there was someone who didn't. So, rest in peace. Erin. The new girl surprised everyone with her courage, but now she's gone to the great audio suite in the sky.
No, that's so sad.
What about those who survived? Has the experience changed them? Kate had a secret. She was traumatized by something that happened a long time ago, but she faced the thing she was most afraid of in the whole world and survived.
What?
Jamie learned that she had to trust other people and work with them.
I did like that moment, the screwdriver moment.
Mark had to stop waiting for people to tell him what to do. He had to make his own way in the world.
What was Kate traumatized by?
And Charlie finally understood that leadership is more than ordering the team around. He had to treat them as equals and let them take the lead when the time was right.
He was so mean to Erin too.
I'll tackle the paperwork in the morning. Can you find your own way out? It was, as always, enlightening. I have no doubt we'll meet again in the future.
Their next game's sci-fi. He could not have survived that. Is someone gonna pick up the mask? Obviously. The man won't die.
The chain of events are still unclear at this point in time. What we can confirm is that a little after 7:30, a truck driver was flagged down to render aid. The police were called and quickly arrived on scene. The survivors are part of a film crew, Lonnet Entertainment, the team behind the Architects of Murder docuseries.
Fuck, man.
It seems as though they got a little too close to their subject material. And some of them, sadly, did not survive. Thankfully, their ordeal is now at an end.
Holy shit. Remember how my video went viral?
How could we forget? You bring it up every chance you get.
Just listen to this. I got enough views to win a competition.
What did you win?
An all-expense paid trip to an island resort.
No!
Now I'm interested.
The guy
Mr.
moved
Dumet
on.
says they're gonna send a limo and everything. This is gonna be so much fun.
This guy is tenacious. He's like, oh shit, I need to move. Starts up another hotel. We had evidence. We have 4 survivors. I hope they catch them in time. Oh, we just finished it, Korgol.
Oh,
It's the Barbershop Quartet. It's I like this song. I really like this song. This is The Devil in Me. It is part of the Dark Pictures Anthology, which is a bunch of cinematic horror games, which pretty much play like an interactive movie. This one in the anthology, this was part of essentially a group of documentary filmmakers gets invited to a mysterious island to film a recreation of H.H. Holmes's murder house. H.H. Holmes being the first American serial killer, quote unquote, in real life. It's based on that. There were fictional accounts that H.H. Holmes and its World's Fair Hotel was like a death house, a literal death house. The urban myth was that he would lure people in to stay at this hotel and murder them there with traps and shit. So in this game, copycat murderer invites a documentary film crew who's covering H.H. Holmes. And because Lawnet Entertainment is desperate enough to even chase down suspicious clients, we take the job hoping it'll save our company. And one thing leads to another. People start dying, and it's a horror. It's a nightmare. It's a waking nightmare. It is fun. I got this game because it is about the documentary film crew coming into this. So it is nice getting into that role, trying to survive. It's just unfortunate that one of our crew members didn't make it out. It just so happened to be the only character I actually got attached to. But, you know, maybe Frillian would know about this if she's the type to go into the true crime. H.H. Holmes, infamously the first serial killer in America, or at least the first recorded serial killer. So that's what it's loosely based on. The copycat murderer was inspired by H.H. Holmes. I'm not surprised. This is my first time hearing about H.H. Holmes. And, well, actually, I am glad that the whole death house, the death mansion thing were just fictionalized accounts or fictional accounts. But they decided to make it real here. Because holy crap. Imagine just like sending people down trap doors and grinding them into mulch and squishing them between moving walls. It's so terrible. Overall, I mean, yeah, the one person who died was the only character I actually liked. None of them really had the time to really grow on me. Aaron from the get-go was already immediately endearing to me. But I messed up. It's just that it was a live or die single choice. And yes, Vanoa, we did win the challenge. Though, at what cost? I would have been totally fine if the others died, if only Aaron lived. I'm still not over it. Anyway, we did pretty good. First playthrough, only one death. Very similar to our Until Dawn playthrough. I think in Until Dawn, similar, we only had 1 or 2 people who died. And they stuck to their formula. At the very end, I was kind of expecting it already. Like in Until Dawn, the finale was alright, you think you saved everyone? Well, let's give you a gauntlet of quick time events. And each one could die with one wrong button input. Good luck. So we did well. I think we did well. I doubted my choice for a moment there on the boat, whether to attack or to jump. I think we did the right thing. We jumped. And we got everyone out. Well, I mean, everyone we had on the boat, we got them out. So, pretty good. First impressions of the game, however. Yes, the documentary film crew added some nice flavor to their gameplay. I would have liked to see more of that, actually. But the dynamic of the film crew was kind of there. Them bringing their own talents to the problem solving, but the way it was edited, I don't know. Okay, like I got over like the facial mocap. Yeah, I know it's difficult, but the eyes were, everyone had dead eyes. The eyes were not acting or helping the scenes. The way the dialogue was spliced or cut between, it's clear. You get what I mean, right? For games with multiple choices and consequences, it's clear when the dialogue is cut to reflect your choice, your earlier choice. Like, there's a clear break, if you know what I mean. When it's like, oh, who made it out alive? Fisher. Oh, Aaron. Mark. It's, and you know, like, it's uncanny, like the transition. And you know that, this was the edited dialogue, and it feels like it could have used a lot more polish to make the scene transitions less jarring. It was just very rough around the edges. Very, 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 very rough around the edges. Technical issues, good thing we solved it compared to our first session. Simple as flipping on the DirectX 11 switch. But everything else, it could have used another pass in terms of animating the face, the eyes. Because if that's what your game is relying on, if you're relying on cinematics and quick time events, if you're, if it's an interactive movie, you gotta sell the acting. Here it is. I'm excited for this, though.
After successfully rendezvousing with a Charybdis marker, we have detached the booster ring and spirits are high as we make our final approach to Tau City.
This is their next game.
The ship has suffered a hull impact, but damage is minimal, and our technicians are restoring full functionality.
This is Thomas Carter. Something's wrong with Sims. She's trying to kill me. I think...
Our next transmission will be broadcast from orbit around humanity's future home. Staff it out.
Season 2 premiere. So if this is Season 2, are we going to expect an anthology of science fiction / fantasy games? If so, I'm looking forward to that. But that ended quite abruptly. That was just an hour. What do we do now? But I am excited for their next game. In fact, I want to try out, before playing their next game, again, I really want to try out the game prior to this, which was the military-themed one. Military Agent Egypt kind of thing. Very Three Kings kind of vibe. And The Mummy as well. Well, House of Ashes. I want to try that out. Okay, we have the DLC actually, which is supposedly like from different perspectives. I'm just gonna check that out. I'm thinking of following up Pentiment with, I think since we're kind of halfway through Pentiment, I think. I don't know how long we have for Pentiment. I might follow that up with another visual novel, which is possibly like Scarlet Hollow. God of War Ragnarok, I'm also not sure how far we are into the story. Though now we have our weekends free. If we're gonna keep up with the horror theme, I was supposed to play Callisto Protocol, but I'm hearing such mixed reviews from it. Interview with Jesse Buckley, America's first serial killer, making the murder castle. You know what? Let's watch these bonus features. I want to check them out. But where's the DLC? Scene selection. Damn, we've been through a lot. Whoa, that was a lot. Okay, what's the DLC? I thought the DLC is supposed to be the curator's cut, which you get to play from a different perspective. Well, I don't know where it is. Ah, yes, you mentioned it. You shared the Silent Hunters. It's on my wish list. Horror moments, you can make everything much creepier via choices. I see. Alright. Well, we're officially done with the first playthrough here. Before wrapping up, I do want to watch these. I do like seeing behind the scenes stuff. It's unfortunate that we didn't get this. Unlocked by finding silver framed secrets. So it's weird. We're getting like part 2. Watch part 2 of the Murder with Morello podcast. Unlock dioramas of events. What's this? Let's buy it. Sure. Oh, okay, just that. Where's the curator's cut? Is the curator's cut not... Maybe it's early access to curator's cut, which isn't released yet? Where's the moment Aaron died? Noises. This is this one, I think. What if we click noises? Would you like to overwrite the current save or create a new one? Oh, okay. You can create a new one starting from a point of your choice. So that's good. If ever I want to. I doubt I will, though. I'll probably just YouTube for the Aaron scenes. But I'm pretty happy overall with everything. I think we really could have gotten it. Save for that one decision. It's just one choice. Attack or take the inhaler. Should have taken the inhaler. Should have taken the inhaler. To this list of aliases. Children's book about a child scaring a strict aunt. It appears Dumet was inspired by the book to wear a mask. Dumet decided to integrate the mask into his persona. A framed degree certificate. Hector Monday has a degree in psychology. A letter sent to Hector Monday's father, which was returned. Hector never knew his father. Lucinda raised Hector as a single parent. Damn. And that single parent wasn't even treating him properly. A letter from a cemetery caretaker. Lucinda Monday's grave had been disturbed. Alright. So we did this last time with Until Dawn. To cap off everything, we just watched some of the features we had available. How long is this gonna be?
My name is Kate Wilder. I've got a master's in criminal psychology. I'm an investigative journalist and hope to make a difference.
Hey, we're here with Jessie Buckley to talk about Supermassive's brand new game in the Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me. So let's start at the beginning. Tell us a bit about the character that you play.
I play a character called Kate Wilder.
who
that's
is
a real
a
accent.
presenter who's part of this documentary team who are doing a show about the serial killer H.H. Holmes.
America's first serial killer confessed to 27 murders. The number grew significantly. Nearly 200 lives.
I'm a serial killer documentary watcher. Is that your jam too?
Yeah, I'll watch a serial killer documentary.
Right? It's really relaxing. Like, okay, cool,
Yeah,
I can
it's
chill
kind
out.
of fascinating why we're all addicted to kind of those stories.
We need a plan.
That's a stereotype,
Forget
right?
his games,
A lot of
traps, all that
housewives.
bullshit. Think about the killers we've covered. There's always a weakness.
I'm not playing detective. I just want to survive.
Playing detective is how we survive.
So what interested you in the role of Kate?
Well, to be honest, I've never played a video game in my life, and I had no idea what the hell the world was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was firstly why I kind of was like, oh yeah, that sounds new and
Different.
fun. And yeah, and then I read the script and talked to Alita, who's our director, and it seemed like a really lovely thing to be part of and something new and fun. And I can't believe how they create this world.
Action.
You know, usually I just get a script and it's like 70 to 100 pages long, but there's like 300 pages in one script. It's unbelievable.
All the
So
different
as you
outcomes.
kind of mentioned, the game has multiple branching paths, so your character could end up in any number of situations. What's it like to film a scene, multiple times with different endings?
What I've found is like you can only be in whatever strand you're in at that time and figure out the emotion of it at that moment, because then you can offer up something completely different when you go into a different strand. And it's a very like immediate experience, which I guess is also what a player will feel when they're doing it as well. So I just kind of try and keep my head in where we are right there at that moment. And if I was trying to think of what was happening in the other strand, it would be a disaster.
It must be really hard, yeah, because you kind of have this mapping, I suppose, in your brain of what the outcomes could be, and then just trying to stay in that moment. It's very interesting stuff. So many things can happen to characters in the Dark Pictures anthologies. How do you make sure that Kate is always Kate, no matter what she's kind of faced with?
Yeah, sure. How's it going?
Well, I
We
guess
just finished the
before
game.
we started, we did a big read-through with everybody, so it was good to kind of get a handle on who she is in the context of the environment she's in, but also the relationships that are in the world as well. It
1
just
hour.
kind of reveals itself from the script, and I just kind of let her run free and see what
That's so cool,
happens
though.
to her. Yeah, I don't think anybody has continuity in themselves. I don't anyway.
It must be very difficult. Yeah, really difficult. And that's it. I guess it's quite good
Oh,
fun to then go, okay, let's go with this and see where we end up.
Well, I think also Kate lives on the knife edge of she has a genuine obsession and curiosity about serial killers. So there's part of her that's kind of running towards it and part of her that's running away from it, and all of them have come to be curious about H.H. Holmes, but also with that, you're kind of living a real life horror as you're going into this world.
So, come on, Charlie. What do we know about this guy?
And everybody's
Well, actually, you
fantastic.
didn't miss
like-
much because
and they're all
we
such
finished in literally an hour.
distinctive people, and they all somehow genuinely feel like a crew.
We got
You know,
everyone
like,
else,
You kind
by
of
the
have
way,
the kind of riffs.
except Erin.
Charlie is thinking. She looks a lot like a temper tantrum.
And the new fledgling loves, and then the kind of creeping horror of your life. What are you doing with your life?
Sounds very familiar. Yeah, I think I've been there at 3 a.m.
What is all of this?
Okay, so let's talk about the setting that Kate finds herself in.
So we're
I've
just
heard
watching the
something
features
about
before we
murder
wrap up.
castles. I'd like to know more.
So the production company that Kate works for, Lonnet Entertainment, they get a mysterious call from a stranger who says that he's basically made a replica of H.H. Holmes' murder castle.
Wicked.
And invites them to come and document it because he knows that they're interested in serial killers. And Lonnet Entertainment, which is run by a character called Charlie, is kind of hard up, but only Charlie knows that. And so even though Kate is a bit kind of resistant to go because it just feels like another kind of fuddy-duddy thing, they agree to go to this island as one last kind of hurrah.
It sounds like absolutely nothing awful is going to happen. It sounds like a perfect setup.
I'm going to have a cup of tea.
Delightful. Yeah, lovely island. Very nice.
Look! years are the wine that fill the cup of time.
So
I
in the
never saw
game,
that scene.
you've got quite a limited inventory. Which items would you take into the house if you could take anything?
I'd probably take, like, I think, look, all these mad people are just in need of a hug.
Oh my god.
So I'd probably take a bottle of wine and just be like, mate, let's just sit down, have a glass of wine, talk about what's going on here.
Get Charlie's fags. Come here.
Have
Let's
a
just
fag.
calm
Let's
down.
just calm down. That's my weapon of choice. I'd kill him with kindness.
Well, you could at least start with the wine, and if that doesn't work, you've got the bottle. So I mean, it's
perfect.
You're done. You're done.
And if not, I could just drink it myself and have a lovely time.
Some kind of belt with 3 or 4 of them attached. Off you go. It's all going to be fine. And if it's not fine, you're not going to know about it.
Yeah,
done. Perfect. Good choice.
Think it's okay if we pour some wine?
God, please do.
So you've mentioned the chase scene with the other girls. Was that fun? That genuinely was fun to be
Aaron
running and
could have been
scared
alive
and,
there.
and,
3
and
of
all
them.
that?
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, I think everything's kind of fun. So, thank God it's not something that happens regularly in your real life. So when you get to be part of something where it's super heightened and surprising and otherworldly things can happen, and you've got these 2 excellent kind of birds beside you who are like fighting off the demons, and you're genuinely scared and you're kind of doing it together, it's it's brilliant fun.
Move your ass! Go!
I've been around mocap. I've seen mocap. It fascinates me. What was that like? And more so, what's it going to be like to see your
And this was your first
face
video
in a
game.
video game?
To wear a mocap is like, I mean, you just feel like you've got a huge nose because you've got this cycling helmet on, but then it has a huge beak at the end where there's a camera. And sometimes when they're putting it on, you can see the other actors already kind of lined up, and it's very close. It's very scary.
No! You're gonna kill me!
But yeah, I think it'd be super interesting. I don't know, maybe I'll look a bit better. They'll doctor me off or something. Kate's just a better version of me. Yeah, it'd be really interesting.
It's going to be very cool. As far as, let's say, traditional acting versus video game acting, what were the differences? Was there a huge kind of difference between the two?
I'd say the main difference is just the speed at which you work when you're making a video game. You still have the same intention, and narratively it's the same kind of experience because you're creating characters together and you're creating a world together, and our wonderful director is like interacting with us as a film director would. And also you're on a stage where there's little square boxes and there isn't a costume, that's something that's added later, and all that's being caught is the emotions on your face.
So when she
It
gets
must be
stabbed
quite
in the locker.
intense. When it's just focusing on your face, that must be a real, like, I don't know, like intense experience.
Although, to be honest, like the scripts they're really good, and so I don't really try and think about that too much, whatever the situation. I think if I did think about it, it would be an awful disaster.
Yeah, may change the situation entirely.
You just kind of listen to everybody else that's there and get on with it.
We need a plan. Forget his games, traps, all that bullshit. Think about the killers we've covered. There's always a weakness.
You suggesting we invite him to tea and psychoanalyze?
I'm suggesting we use our heads.
We play his games, we'll lose.
Right after that scene,
It's our best
they
shot.
split up. I hated that scene. But we did it, Fisher. We got 4 people out. America's first serial killer.
Torture chambers, secret passageways, vats of acid, and deadly vaults. In 1895, Chicago police unearthed horrific evidence of torture and multiple murders at the sprawling castle of H.H. Holmes. Masquerading under the guise of caring doctor, kind husband, and prominent businessman, H.H. Holmes was a contemporary monster, designing his buildings solely for the disposal of human bodies. Torture Doctor, monster of 63rd Street. H.H. Holmes was America's first serial killer.
I didn't cheat. The game cheated when they took Aaron away from us.
Just south of Chicago,
Not my
the
fault.
suburb of Inglewood was thriving with commerce. The train station itself had 9 leading lines of railway and over 100 trains stopping there every day. No other suburb of Chicago had this luxury.
Dr. Henry Howard Holmes. A pleasure to meet you.
Arriving in Chicago, Holmes finds work immediately at the E.S. Holton drugstore, located at the southeast corner of 63rd and Wallace in Englewood. Several months later, Everett Holton dies of supposed natural causes. Then Claire Holton, his wife, disappears after selling the drugstore to Holmes. Owning the drugstore, Holmes had a steady flow of cash. He would often purchase and resell goods and properties under his numerous aliases. In addition to scamming creditors, Holmes obtained his funds from other phony inventions, such as a mineral water elixir, which in reality was obtained from the city's water supply. 1888, Holmes secures a lease on the vacant property across the street from the drugstore, the southwest corner of 63rd and Wallace. It is here that Holmes will make his horrific dreams come true. He will construct a building for which the entire world will remember him.
Wait, I thought it was fake. It's real?
Fantasies start very young. And so what he did then was he took a step furtherance of his fantasies to make it reality. And probably, if we had done a little bit of investigation back then, we would have seen things like his plans. But not just plans for a building, because we'd expect to see architectural plans, but plans for his torture rooms.
For the suburb of Englewood, the building Holmes is erecting at 63rd and Wallace is a massive construction project. Day after day, passers-by stop to gaze at the spectacle of the many laborers working together to create a magnificent new edifice in their neighborhood. Englewood residents were so impressed with the massive building that they named it the Castle. From its outward appearance, it seemed rather normal. But like the duality of Holmes, the exterior and interior of the building were extremely different.
With the trap
Holmes
doors
himself
and
was the architect of
all
the building.
that?
He was the only one who knew its design. There was this constant turnover of workers on the building. He would hire a mason to put in a wall and then fire the guy, or hire somebody to put in part of a staircase and then fire him. And there seemed to be several very sinister reasons behind that. One was he managed not to pay a lot of these people because he was always claiming that they were doing incompetent work. But the other, much more insidious reason was that no one except him really had a clear idea of what the structure of the interior of the house was. He had a huge bank vault installed in one of the rooms. And the way he did it was he put the vault in first while the building was under construction, and then built the room around it. And he bought this thing on credit and then refused to pay for it. The bank company said they were going to repossess the vault. Holmes said, well, come on in and do, but if you damage my building in any way, I'm going to sue you for everything you're worth.
Sneaky bastard.
The bottom floor of the castle housed a pharmacy, jewelry store, barber shop, restaurant, and a blacksmith shop. Behind this innocent facade was a Gothic house of horrors designed by the mind of a monster. The third floor seemed innocent enough, containing rented rooms, legitimate offices, and Holmes's own bedroom. But it was the second floor that contained 35 rooms, many specifically designed as killing chambers.
Asphyxiation chamber.
Disorienting unsuspecting victims, the labyrinthian construction contained numerous staircases and doorways that led nowhere.
It was a good excuse to make the game confusing with the same hallways.
For a quick method of hiding a victim's body, a concealed greased chute and trapdoor led directly into the basement of the castle.
Wait, so the murder house was a real thing. This is why you don't believe Wiki. Because in the Wiki it said the murder house was a fictionalized thing. Well, shit.
The basement held the most terrifying rooms, resembling a medieval torture dungeon. Acid vats, quicklime pits, and a crematorium disguised as a glass-bending furnace were Holmes's favorite methods of immediate body disposal.
Put Sweeney Todd to shame. Wondering why someone would edit it to say that the murder house thing, the murder castle thing was fictionalized. I don't know, he did kill people for sure, but you know, this house with trap doors and
after cleaning and
secret
mounting
entrances
their bones,
and all that,
Holmes would profit from his victims by selling their skeletons to local medical schools and universities. Holmes would make a killing in Chicago, financially and literally.
like these things actually happened, the murders and all that, but what's weird was they were saying the house wasn't real. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna believe this documentary first.
May 1st, 1893, the World's Columbian Exposition is open to the public in Chicago. Spanning 600 acres, sprawled out along beautiful Lake Michigan, the magnificent fair is a monumental sight to behold. Over 20 million people from around the world would attend the dazzling World's Fair between May 1st and October 30th, 1893. Holmes utilizes the World's Fair as the perfect opportunity to capitalize on his demented design of the castle. Located only a few miles from the World's Fair, Holmes's castle was perfect lodging for tourists. Holmes decides to rent rooms to visitors of the fair. He entirely renovates the upper floors of the castle, bringing in the most modern furnishings and luxuries, all purchased on credit, which Holmes had no intention of repaying. In addition to placing newspaper ads for rooms to rent, Holmes visited the fair with several of Benjamin Peitzel's children, preying on elderly women who flaunted their wealth, making sure he invited them back to the castle for a warm night's stay in a soft bed.
They're not calling their relatives, telling them where they're at. They just know that they're going to Chicago to see the Columbian Exposition. Perfect victims, because they're unknown in the city. Their relatives, wherever they came from, know that they were coming to Chicago, and they never came back. Now, how do you start to find them? They don't even know where they stayed. Perfect, easy victims. I'm sure some of them got in and out of his place with no problem. And others, They walked in and they never checked out.
Some of the rooms had been completely lined with asbestos to make them soundproof.
Hidden in Holmes's office was a master control panel which connected to gas lines leading into airtight sleeping chambers. Holmes would lead his victims into the rooms, lock them in, and turn on the gas,
That's what we saw in the beginning of the game.
asphyxiating them while watching their demise.
Let me out! Holmes, let me out, please! Holmes! Holmes! Holmes, please!
At the height of the World's Fair, Holmes masterfully juggles his castle businesses, renting rooms, dodging creditors, selling skeletons, and attending to the needs of the many women in his life.
I have had many young ladies in my employ, most of whom are still living in and about Chicago, whose parents and friends know only too well that far from being their seducer, I have done much to materially help them in their narrow lives.
Being a personable, attractive young doctor and businessman, Holmes won the hearts of many
deadly
women
combination.
throughout his life. At one point, Holmes managed to secretly have 3 wives, each never knowing of the others. In 1890, Julia Connor became Holmes's employee and mistress, living at the castle with her daughter Pearl. When she became pregnant and demanded marriage, Holmes agreed on the condition that she allowed him to perform an abortion on her. She agreed. Neither Julia nor her daughter Pearl were ever seen again.
Oh, God.
Just a week later, Holmes sold a clean, articulated skeleton to the Hahnemann Medical College for nearly $200. In 1892, Holmes acquired another mistress, Emmeline Sigrand, and employed her as private secretary. Holmes sent Emmeline into the vault to retrieve some papers and sealed it, suffocating her to death. Several weeks later, the University of Chicago acquired a female skeleton from Dr. Holmes. In 1893, Minnie Williams became Holmes's new private secretary and eventually his mistress. Minnie was the beneficiary of a property in Fort Worth, Texas, valued at over $40,000. Holmes murdered Minnie and her younger sister Nanny after having Minnie sign over the Fort Worth property to him.
God.
In 1894, Georgiana Yoke became Holmes's 3rd wife. He married her under the name Henry Mansfield Howard. Like his other legitimate wives, Georgiana lived out her entire life. On July 19, 1895, Chicago police enter the Holmes castle. The world would now learn of the horrors that the castle had kept secret for so very long. As disoriented detectives and police searched the upper floors of the castle, the true depths of Holmes's evil were waiting in the basement.
Imagine stumbling upon that. Oh man. I wonder if those officers ever had a peaceful night after discovering this.
Among the death devices in the basement of the castle investigators find piles of mixed human and animal bones, bloody women's undergarments, and a wooden dissection table saturated with dried blood. Chicago police were inundated with names of people reported missing from the World's Fair. 50 missing people were eventually traced to the Castle of Horror.
50?
The evidence, blood and bones found in the basement posed a problem for 19th century criminal investigative techniques.
Oh, God. I want to try House of Ashes.
It was very
Fisher.
difficult to go and identify even the bones.
And I'm super excited for their sci-fi one, their next
with the very
game.
Small fragments, you didn't have enough of the identifying characteristics to be able to make that ID.
Yeah, imagine that. 19th century technology.
The world is now calling Holmes the monster of 63rd Street, torture doctor, and
I'm not
the
sure what.
modern blue.
I'm gonna look up H.H. Holmes a bit more. Like I want to know.
Overnight,
if this
Holmes
was all
transforms from arch
true.
swindler to arch fiend. A Chicago journalist calls Holmes a multi-murderer.
The Holmes case generated this incredible amount of national attention and really international attention. Really,
Sounds
in its
like it
own
really
time
is, though.
in America, Holmes was much more notorious and more widely known than Jack the Ripper.
Oh right, they were operating around the same time.
Then as now, people were very, very fascinated to sort of visit the sites of these terrible crimes. And his castle became a kind of tourist site. And there were various people who were wanted to take it over and turn it into a kind of murder museum. And then just before some impresario was about to make it again into this tourist attraction, it burnt down. Somebody burnt it down.
Someone burned it down.
It could have been, who knows, some outraged citizen who didn't want this to become some very morbid tourist attraction.
I mean, yeah, just burn the horror house down.
Holmes's trial was kind of the O.J. Simpson trial of the day. It just generated this huge amount of publicity. The case had become a kind of national obsession. Of course, there wasn't CNN or Court TV back then, so it couldn't be covered quite as relentlessly, but it was covered very, very extensively. There were true crime books and pamphlets and all kinds of stuff. And Holmes himself had become a sort of folk figure almost, you know, the sort of national boogeyman.
I wonder if he is. More close to the stuff here, but notable sites. Okay, like this is a general story, so you'd say this is a nice primer on H.H. Holmes. 'Cause I never read about him before.
Holmes becomes extremely nervous when not one of the jury members looks at him. In his entire criminal career, this is the moment Holmes never believed would occur. He is found guilty of murder in the first degree. Herman Webster Mudgett, alias H.H. Holmes, would be hanged on May 7th, 1896.
Actually, sounds even wilder than Jack the Ripper.
While Holmes was in jail, awaiting the execution of the sentence, he was made an offer by William Randolph Hearst, supposedly for a significant amount of money, to provide his confessions. Holmes, who had already issued at a half a dozen completely self-contradictory versions of his crimes, clearly at this point felt he had nothing to lose. He was going to die anyway. In this confession, he did a complete about-face and portrayed himself as the worst monster who ever lived. He just basically confessed to every crime anybody had ever suspected him of and threw in a few more for good measure.
He's reliving the fantasies after the fact now. He's reliving the fantasies of things that he did.
Actually, you're right.
She was very willing to do
Jack the
this,
Ripper's probably like,
and prepared
hey,
to
he
leave
didn't
the
make
vault
it.
upon completing the letter, only to learn that the door would never again be opened until she had ceased to suffer the tortures of a slow and lingering death. The partial excavation in the walls of this room found by the police was caused by Latimer's endeavoring to escape by tearing away the solid brick and mortar with his unaided fingers. I closed the door and turned on both the oil and steam to their full extent. In a short time, not even the bones of my victim remained. It was the footprint of Nanny Williams that was found upon the painted surface of the vault door, made during her violent struggles before death. Only one difficulty presented itself. It was necessary for me to kill him in such a manner that no struggle or movement of his body should occur. I overcame this difficulty by first binding him hand and foot, and having done this, I proceeded to burn him alive by saturating his clothing and his face with benzene and igniting it with a match. As soon as he had ceased to breathe, I cut his body into pieces, and by the combined use of gas and corn cobs, proceeded to burn it with as little feeling as though it had been some inanimate object. I immediately took them to the Vincent Street house and compelled them to get within the large trunk, through the cover of which I had made a small opening and ended their lives by connecting the gas with the trunk. Then came the opening of the
like
trunk
now he's just
and the viewing
making
of
up
their
all
little
these
blackened and
stories.
distorted faces. Then the digging of their shallow graves in the basement of the house. The ruthless stripping off of their clothing and the burial without a particle of covering save the cold earth.
God.
I am convinced
Humans
that
can be
since my
such
imprisonment,
monsters.
I have changed woefully and gruesomely from what I was formerly in feature and figure. My features are assuming a pronounced satanical cast. My head and face are gradually assuming an elongated shape. I believe fully that I am growing to resemble the devil.
The Quarry, huh? Return to teenage slasher film.
On the gallows, just before he died, he recanted.
Recanted.
He claimed that the confession that he had published was a complete fabrication.
The extent of my wrongdoing in the taking of human life consists in contriving the killing of 2 women that have died at my hands as a result of criminal operations. That is all I have to say.
H.H. Holmes is hanged on Thursday, May 7th, 1896, just 9 days before his 35th birthday. At 10:25 a.m., he is pronounced dead.
God.
He was very concerned that after his execution, his body would be dug up either by medical men seeking to dissect his brain and find out what made him tick, or just ghoulish sort of, souvenir hunters. And he requested that he be buried within a big slab of concrete, which he actually was. One of the things about Holmes is that nobody knows for sure how many people he actually killed. Although in my researches, which were pretty, I feel, thorough and extensive, it seemed very clear to me that he murdered at least 9 people.
At least 9.
There have been stories that he killed 50, 100, countless people, particularly in Chicago at the height of the World's Fair.
It's a pretty... the range is pretty
How many people did
big.
Holmes actually murder? Most likely, no one will ever know. Holmes and the many other people that came in contact with him are long gone, having taken the answers with them to their graves.
I was born with the devil in me. I could not help the fact that I was a murderer no more than the poet can help the inspiration to sing. I was born with the evil one standing as my sponsor beside the bed where I was ushered into the world. And he has been with me since.
Damn. House of Fascists and then Quarry. Yeah, sounds good. I really wanted to... Like, I was supposed to play Callisto Protocol after this, but after seeing all the reviews, I don't know anymore. Alright. We're almost done with the previews. Making the Murder Castle. Excuse me.
So, what do we know about this guy?
He's rich, he's a recluse, he's obsessed with H.H. Holmes.
We're going to a property he inherited from a relative. Some of the rooms are full recreations from the murder castle. Dumet has blueprints, documents, artifacts.
Totally sane, I'm sure.
There are various elements we knew we wanted to explore when designing the hotel. From developing areas and set pieces that generated a constant sense of uneasiness and tension, to memorable trap rooms that forced the player into frantic life and death decisions.
I'm so sorry.
Hey,
we took a lot of
we never
inspiration
got
from
that
Holmes'
scene.
original murder castle, as we wanted to capture the way that Holmes' castle was created to disorientate and confuse his victims.
Welcome to the World's Fair Hotel.
As cunning as Dumet is, not everything in his castle runs like clockwork anymore. His operation has become so vast that he can't maintain everything, and the Lonic crew have turned up at just the right time to exploit that.
The production design for the hotel needed to reflect the original design, utilising a Victorian-style facade and castle turrets, interiors with ornate mouldings and panelling, being made larger to accommodate the game's intention to be used as a vast labyrinth to create fear and horror. This included the hidden rooms, sliding walls, trapdoors, and secret basements, but with extra central monitor rooms and death rooms, all hidden from the guests, providing multiple layers and multiple levels to explore, unveiling the horror within. Special attention was given to the design of the areas such as the lobby, the bar area, and the dining rooms to provide an authentic, believable Victorian hotel, bringing a feeling of magnitude and foreboding to intimidate the player.
Guys? Is that you?
The hotel guest rooms were designed to be opulent yet aged, in keeping in style with furnishings and fittings, yet having additional modern electronic window shutters installed to trap the victims. Secret observation rooms were also built adjoining, with hidden doorways to enter. Corridors were cleverly designed to include mechanical sliding walls hidden within the Victorian framework, used to change the layout of the labyrinth throughout the hotel.
Fuck.
The murder inventions designed within locations included the suffocation and crushing rooms, furnaces, and acid baths. The monitor room was a newly constructed area, deep within the core of the hotel. This room allowed Dumet the full control of the labyrinth and its workings.
In The Devil in Me, we make use of a range of mechanics new to the Dark Pictures series to help convey the unsettling mood and threat of the hotel. With an expanded focus on exploration, the player spends a lot of the time exploring the hotel's labyrinthian corridors, and as each character revisits a shared area, the feel of it changes. Each character has their own unique light source. Erin and Jamie, as the practical sound and lighting techs, have fairly straightforward torches, with Erin's directional microphone providing an additional small light when in use. Mark, the camera operator, has his camera flash, lifting the darkness in short bursts and providing mini jump scares as the player suddenly sees something out of the gloom. Kate lights her way around with her makeup mirror, providing a small amount of light to fumble through the corridors. And then Charlie's sole light source is his own cigarette lighter, casting the hotel in its flickering orange light and barely really lighting anything at all.
Jamie, over here.
Each character experiences these shared areas differently through this, adding to the sense of the familiar hotel rooms changing with each visit.
It's amazing.
The Ellen Hotel was originally built in the 1890s. It was converted into a spa later on until it was abandoned and finally chosen by Dumet for his murder playground.
I feel like they're reading from a script.
Some parts have been restored, like the rooms the characters stay in and the lush lobby and bar areas on the first floor. We work closely with concept art and art direction to create distinct color palettes and ornate assets that made those areas more inviting while still leaving something unsettling about their imperfections. But elsewhere, we could show the hotel and spa's original treatment rooms and the indoor pool which had fallen into disrepair and other thematically different places. Our second challenge was getting into Dumet's head. We knew that he was supposed to be a very meticulous man. He's the sole architect of this place and proud of his creations. Some rooms are deliberately left in disrepair. We created them with the base layers showing, and we scattered building equipment around to tell the narrative that Dumet still has plans for them. Others he had completely purpose-built. That's where we used a mix of old brick and breeze block materials next to each other to create contrast. And on top of that, there are traps everywhere. Some of the most interesting areas to create were the ones which were supposed to be off-limits to hotel guests. We wanted to show the stark contrast of his personal space versus the one he hunts people in. The team went as far to even design Dumet's handwriting, and we used that on boards and documents to show more of his personality. There's storytelling in every small detail.
Lighting in Devon Me is a bit different from the previous Dark Picture games, since we have more explorations and more playable areas in the game for players to freely explore. We had to slightly adjust the way we used to do lighting by adding some new stuff, such as adding more guide lights in the environment for direction, or add some interactable light fixtures that you can trigger on and off by walking closer or away from them. So there are 4 types of lighting styles in the hotel. The first one is the regular hotel areas where everyone should feel safe and cozy. We try to use more bright, warm color lights with different elegant light fixtures. And the second one is the areas that are either under constructions, used as Dumet's workshop, or places only lit by moonlight or should be pitch black. We used cooler temperature lights or even blue lights for these kind of areas with very low light intensity and very heavy volumetric fog to enhance the claustrophobic vibe and to elevate the tension. So the third one would be the control room where Dumet watches and controls all the activities in the hotel. We want this room to be especially bright, like an industrial warehouse with a cool, eerie mood to separate it from the other rooms.
Color grading.
And the last one is all the rooms that are designed to be slaughter stages. Killing is like creating art to Dumet, and he wants all his artworks to be presented epically with audiences, classical music, and beautiful lighting setup. So in these areas, unlike the others that have more neutral color in the lights, we tend to artificially light these areas with either theatrical lighting or use high contrast saturated lighting setup so that we know something is going to happen.
If we don't do something, both of them will die, Mark.
We wanted to provide players with a truly realistic historical Sonic experience whilst inside the murder castle.
I mean, like,
we researched multiple properties
if I
and
got them
buildings
alive
built
at that
within the same
point,
period
who would
as
you
the
choose?
original Chicago murder castle. Authentic door foley and sound effects elements were high on our priority list. We recorded multiple door openings, closings, handles, rattles, and squeaks. Throughout pre-production, we'd seen all the variations of emotion characters would be displaying when using the doors, ranging from calmness through to blind panic and incensed rage. All these emotions could be channeled into the performance we recorded.
Another element of the soundscape we went into considerable detail recording was floorboard and stair creaks. Virtually every step we took provided us with a distinctive and unique sound. We recorded these creaks in 3 states: running, walking, and walking slow. To further add to this, as the characters climb higher inside the Met's murder castle, the creaks will become more frequent as you enter unfinished rooms, exposed walkways, and the structural integrity of the hotel becomes more dangerous and unstable.
Yeah.
In terms of the music, we chose various 19th century pieces of classical music and opera to accompany the murder scenes. These would have been the pop music tracks around the time of H.H. Holmes, providing a cognitive link between past and present. Classical music and opera accompanies a lot of the murder scenes, often playing through a gramophone or a tannoy, which is then fed back through our bespoke impulse responses to allow the music to naturally echo throughout the cellars and corridors of the space.
Someone had to die in this scene?
We took a similar approach as well with the abstract sound design, including nods to classic horror films with really discordant, unnerving piano impacts and bowed metal interspersed with electromagnetic recordings, synths, and ultra-modern distortion to provide that juxtaposition and that link through time between the historical setting and the modern-day story.
Designing the hotel as a play space presented different challenges than previous Dark Pictures games. We've gone from quite open environments in House of Ashes and Little Hope to a more enclosed one with the hotel. The ability to revisit previous environments at different points in the story, with different layouts and different emotional states, meant that we had to collaborate very closely with each other to make sure we designed each area to cater for every requirement. We had to think how a lit corridor would feel if multiple characters roaming around it, versus the same corridor drenched in darkness with just a singular player character. Empty hotels are inherently eerie, and it allowed us to play with the idea of liminal space to try and create a murder castle that felt uncanny. It's something that felt truly unique.
It's me! Get in here!
Jamie?
Thank God.
Interesting. Last 2. I wonder how it'd be like if you watch part 2. Because we didn't find the silver frame secrets. Last 1. Murder with Morello. Compared to dioramas, we've already seen some of this dioramas. Last 1. I'm gonna jump ahead and do part 2.
Oh my God, that's gruesome.
Right? Investigating violent crime is gruesome. It's stressful and it can get to you. Agent Monday started seeking professional help. We have here a transcript from one of the sessions Monday attended with Dr. Isabella Garcia. Michelle, will you grab that piece of paper over there and read it for us?
Sure. Psychological assessment conducted by Dr. Isabella Garcia. Patient name, Monday, Hector. Behavioral observation.
Oh, then we read this in game.
Hector arrived at our scheduled appointment 24 minutes late. Once we sat down and began the session, he struggled to maintain eye contact. He found it difficult to articulate his feelings and was terse and guarded throughout. Hector has been working long hours and, as a result, isn't sleeping well. Hector spoke about his recently deceased mother and displayed evidence that he hasn't yet fully come to terms with her death.
Oh yeah, this is the file we picked up in
I
the game.
strongly recommended a course of antidepressants, but he is resistant to this idea, believing that it would have a detrimental effect on his capability with regards to his current investigation. Hector describes his work in immaculate detail, and contrary to earlier in the session, his thought content is both coherent and logical. He is displaying an unhealthy obsession with his work, but his recent bereavement may be the underlying issue.
So what do we know? Agent Monday is at his lowest point. He's struggling with the case, and he's being guided in his actions by a convicted mass murderer. This one is really going to give our listeners something to remember. It's the 4th and final meeting of Agent Hector Monday and the Beast of Arkansas, Manny Sherman. Hold on to your hats. This one is going to get tasty.
You want to know what it means to be a killer? You ever been to the art museum downtown? They got this painting by a guy, I forget his name, famous painter. He did portraits of slaughtered cows hanging on hooks. You take a normal person to a slaughterhouse, and they will puke their guts out. You make it into a painting, and suddenly it's art. There's no difference between the two. No, not really. Don't look at me like that. You know I'm right. You get it. I know you get it. You got to do something that matters. Make people feel something they've never felt before. Shatter the illusion that any of us are really in control. Think of the most profound thing you've ever done. The most beautiful thing you've ever created. And I promise you, it's nothing compared to watching the life bleed out of someone. To see the fear in their eyes. To feel them pawing at you for release. To hear them pleading, begging. That moment when someone realizes they are at their end. That's when you feel it. That's true art. That's what you have to be. An artist. A sculptor. An architect. I see the gleam in your eye, Agent Monday. You're not fooling me. Ah, look at you now, huh? Am I gonna be your first? Well, come on then, huh? I'm right here. This room is soundproof. You don't even have to wait for a plane to fly overhead. There you are. I see you now. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Bare hands can feel good, huh? But the blade makes for such a prettier picture. You've got potential, Agent Monday. If you truly want to be an artist.
Monday flipped? And what was all that stuff about being an artist?
That's how Sherman saw himself.
He was a killer.
Which is why we covered him in episode 117, Michelle. Okay, just listen to this. On June 17th, 1998, neighbors reported hearing screams coming from Agent Monday's apartment. I've managed to get hold of the actual audio from the body mic worn by the first responder who answered the call.
Chicago Police, Mr. Monday, this is Chicago Police. Can you open the door, please? Mr. Monday, I'm Officer Stanley.
Well, at least
with
we found
Chicago
these
Police
documents in the
Department.
game.
Can you hear me, sir?
Provided more context.
Agent Monday. Fuck. Oh. Dispatch, this is Officer Stanley. I need assistance at 8 West 50th Street, requesting immediate backup. I'm in Agent Monday's apartment. There's blood everywhere and a body. I need immediate support. I think...
Plot twist. So Monday was actually investigating his own murders. He was the shoeshine killer.
I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Did they get him?
You're racing ahead now, Michelle. Let's hear the moment Officer Richie Martinez cornered Agent Monday.
All units, this is dispatch. Be on the lookout for a male suspect believed to be the shoeshine killer. Suspect is FBI Special Agent Hector Monday. He may be armed and is highly dangerous.
Dispatch, this is Officer Martinez. I found Monday's car, requesting backup.
Officer Martinez, what's your location?
A warehouse on Park Avenue, Fulton River. Looks abandoned.
Officer Martinez, backup on its way. hold your position.
Copy that. Shit! He's seen me!
Officer Martinez, hold your position.
Shit! We have a situation. Dispatch, the building's on fire.
Fire department on their way.
He's still in there. You read me? Copy. He's still in there.
Monday got sloppy with his car?
Maybe. Or maybe Monday wanted that police officer to find it.
I don't get it.
He knew the roads were being watched. His car would have been pulled over the moment he left the city. So he needed another way out. Let's hear how Chicago AM reported events in their morning bulletin.
Good morning, Chicago. We begin today with some breaking news. Chicago police today confirmed the body of a man found in a fire at an abandoned warehouse in the Fulton River District to be that of missing FBI agent Hector Monday. Monday has been identified as the Shoeshine Killer, whose recent killing spree struck fear into the hearts of locals in and around Chicago. A spokesperson for Chicago PD confirmed Monday murdered 4 victims, including yesterday evening police officer Patrick Stanley, a dedicated veteran of 22 years. The fire was brought under control shortly before 5 a.m. this morning. The body recovered at the scene was burnt beyond recognition, but police identified Monday from dental records.
So, that was the end of Special Agent Hector Monday.
Whoa, hold your horses. You think it's so difficult to forge dental records? Monday was a teeth puller, remember? He probably had a collection. And he was a highly motivated FBI field agent.
You think he faked his own death?
I don't know. But this case has one more twist. On February 16th, 2001, there was an incident at the Chicago PD Evidence Management Facility. Michelle, can you grab that report next to you and read it out for our listeners?
At 0600 hours, I, Officer Frank Hooper, discovered that one or multiple individuals had gained unauthorized access to the evidence room at
I think
1612
these videos
West
are
State Street.
in case he didn't pick
Among
up these
the missing
tapes
items
or didn't
were
find these
assets
tapes.
recovered from the apartment of former FBI agent Hector Monday, including books, clothes, notes, surgical tools, and dental equipment. Wait.
Keep reading.
We are currently running with the theory that this was the direct result of souvenir hunters looking for a piece of memorabilia from the case. End of report.
Interesting, right?
He set the whole thing up?
In that list of stolen items, reportedly, was a piece of paper with a list of names.
Aliases? What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just putting it out there.
You think Agent Monday is still at large?
Well, if he is, maybe he can call into the show and let us know.
Our lines are open.
Well, that's all we have time for this podcast. We're taking a short break for a certain anniversary trip next week.
Oh, no.
But we'll be back after that for more murderous content to delight you all.
That's when they get
Until
murdered.
then, this has been Michelle Morello.
And I've been Joe Morello. Thank you for listening. Please like this podcast and hit the subscribe button, or I'll send Michelle over to brutally kill you all.
I have an axe at the ready.
This is Joe Morello saying be safe, don't split up, and
split
keep
up.
looking behind you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Those are all the bonus features so far. I don't know where the curator's cut is, or if that's even out yet. It doesn't seem to be anywhere here. Yeah, the Morello family is the people you think. Yeah, that's a sad thing. The one who he was writing about H.H. Holmes, so he got invited to the house itself. It was him, his brother, his wife, 2 daughters. We saw the clothes of the 2 daughters. They were probably like dissolved in acid or something. We found the brother's body in a shed. We found the wife dead as well. And yeah. About the... If you start a new game, you should have the option to turn it on now. I want to try that out. So you go new story, right? Challenging. What did we choose before? Challenging? Yeah, challenging. New save slot. Theatrical cut, 98%. Oh, curator's cut. Play the alternate path through the story. This is here all along. How different is the curator's cut, Fisher? Maybe I should have put it on forgiving mode so we can get everyone alive. What's the curator's cut? Let's see what's different. We're playing the prologue again. Is there gonna be like director's commentary? Well, let's check out what's new in the prologue. If it's really a different perspective. Ugh.
The wheel is 264 feet, Jeff. Can you imagine it?
At least we get to play it without any technical issues.
I bet you can see for 100 miles at the top. We should make that our first priority.
Whatever pleases you the most.
You please me the most.
You mean you are not weary of me after an entire day of marriage?
I will never be weary of you.
I shall hold you to that, my dear.
Now I'm curious, how different?
I think we've arrived.
Her death was so gruesome, though.
Isn't this grand?
As advertised.
Like, her throat's
very
something.
nice. Let's check in.
Okay, well, so far it's... This, well, cutscene's the same, of course.
Are we the only ones here?
I'm sure that was a mad dash first thing this morning to get to the fair.
You get to place the other characters in the screen, but I usually don't use it. Oh.
Try again?
So it's technically as advertised when they say play from a different perspective, but it's literally you just swap between the characters. Like, for example, if I have Jamie and Kate in the same scene, I'll say what did I do last time? Optimistic.
The fair will show us all sorts of wonderful things to come. But the only future I care about is ours.
Aww.
Talk like that makes me wish there was a way I could marry you twice. Everyone
that
must
is-
be busy elsewhere.
That is
That's
really bad edit.
Slow service. That means they're making sure everything is perfect.
That's my Marie. Always finding that silver lining.
My sincere
Oh.
apologies for both startling you and for making you wait. My attention was needed elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, I was
I
thinking.
promise from here on
Wait.
out it will be nothing but silver linings.
I was thinking it's like if they were both in the same scene,
Welcome
like Kate and Jamie.
to the World's
all you
Fair
can do is
Hotel.
like swap between them.
Please, sign in here. First time in Chicago. I'm going to
Yeah, we're now with the
guess and
guy.
assume you're here to take in the exposition.
The fair, yes, but that's not all. Today is a very special day for us.
Oh, a honeymoon. How very, very lovely.
What's this edit?
Yes, today's the beginning of our honeymoon.
Congratulations. In that case, an upgrade is in order. The honeymoon suite it is.
Oh, well, Are the rates that much higher?
I think nothing of it. The same rates as your regular room. The upgrade is on us. You're our first honeymooners.
How kind. Thank you, Mr.
Holmes. Henry Howard Holmes.
You have a lovely hotel, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you very much. I designed and built most of it myself.
You're an architect, then?
Architect, designer, builder, doctor, artist. I'm a man of many interests.
Impressive.
Please have a look around. We have sundries and gifts at the pharmacy counter. I'll take your luggage up to your room and ensure that everything is in order. Just make a note if you decide to purchase anything, and we will add it to your bill.
You're right. We did play as the guy. We're the guy now.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
But
we appreciate it.
Have you gone through it with Curator's Cut?
All mine.
Is it worth like going through again? Is it that different? And would you say you preferred the Curator's Cut over the theatrical cut?
I wish I could buy them both.
What did we... Wait, these are different. Oh.
Oh. Pardon
That is
me,
another
miss.
weird edit.
Careful, you. My husband gets awfully cross with men who act fresh.
He sounds like a ripe fellow. How's the marriage going?
Lovely. Thanks for asking.
Well, let's just head up. I'm sure the room is ready.
See anything good over there at the jewelry counter? Anything fancy?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I guess they didn't really finish the Curator's Cut. Or like some of the edits have been super weird. That goes for a lot of the game actually. Could have used a lot more polish in terms of the transitions.
Wonder what's in here.
It's the heart.
I'm starting to think I've gone and married a thrill seeker.
The heartbeat game we failed.
Ferris wheels, forbidden rooms. Are we looking for excitement?
Perhaps.
Nothing but an unfinished room. See what happens when you chase a thrill?
If this is you trying to get out of the Ferris wheel.
I know you won't be denied.
Wait. What's that? Don't move.
Let's try not to fail the... Button may change to Y. I see, that's why we failed. Why'd they leave it open?
That was a thrill.
You won't think it's thrilling if we're sleeping on the street after getting kicked out of here. Let's go.
So that's what happens if you don't fail it.
Welcome,
It is just a tutorial,
newlyweds,
apparently.
to the honeymoon suite.
That's it. Like no other benefits from
Thank
that.
you kindly, Mr.
I
Holmes.
thought we could have checked like what is under
Do
the
enjoy
sheet
your
or
stay.
something.
If you'll excuse me, I have work to return to.
But if she looked under the
I'm
sheet,
sure we'll
I think
see
it
each
would have
other again
like
soon.
it would have. It was probably a body or a mannequin.
Goodness, this place is fit for a king.
Or my queen.
Oh, you. Kiss this.
That is not very wifely of you.
Right, the tutorial.
Hey!
Bullseye!
You asked for it.
It's cringe.
Should I be frightened?
If you're smart.
And again, there's something with the eyes.
Victory!
Is that different from last time?
You cheated!
We won now. If that is on a screen, you can equip items to have in inventory.
I have something for you.
This is new.
Are you going to throw it at me?
No, an actual gift.
Oh wait, no, this did happen in the last time. Yeah.
Close your eyes and face the mirror.
Aren't you clever and romantic?
If I get a pillow to the face, I will sock you right in the kisser.
Is there a problem?
No.
I thought there was gonna be a jump scare already.
Open your eyes.
Oh, Jeff, it's lovely. I love it.
Good.
So much
Victory
smoother.
is mine. I'll let you have that bath now.
You have not replayed it since you beat it the first time. You don't really see the point because you get the same if you play with someone else for most of it. I see, so it really doesn't change anything.
Forget to pack my razor?
Right now, I'm not really seeing any difference for sure. It's just a slight change of perspective, I guess. I took his razor. Oh yeah, the camera stayed with him.
It's jammed shut.
I get it. Okay, so it's really just what was the other character doing at this moment? In this case, he was looking at the razor. And now it's a bit more context in that, oh, that is the razor of the husband. I didn't realize. The camera in the theatrical cut was with the lady. In this case, it was, again, with the man. So I guess stuff like that is what we come to, or what we should expect moving forward. I'm just wondering... I guess like during the chase scene, when we were being chased by Dumet or Monday as Jamie and Kate, there was a whole segment where we were just camera on Kate. So maybe in that, the camera would be shifting to Jamie and then answer the question, what the hell was happening to Jamie? While Monday was chasing, while Dumet was chasing Kate. Stuff like that, maybe. The edits have been weird to say the least for the game. It's not the worst I've seen. It beats the game lagging out so badly. You miss your QT like when you play the Quarry. The Quarry was that bad. Yeah, it's a good thing I actually switched back. I switched to DirectX 11 because I would have missed QTE events. And I think the lagging, the super slow, the slow down the frame rates on DirectX 12 with ray tracing on. Well, DirectX 12 was just a mess, even with ray tracing off. I don't know if they patched it. But there was clearly something wrong with how DirectX 12 was playing with my computer. But again, as you've seen, when we switched to DirectX 11 for our second episode and the third episode, no problems technically. No technical problems at all. Smooth sailing totally. Just problems with the editing. Which could have used a lot more polish, especially with the eye animations and the transitions between... Because it's obviously like the scenes are spliced together and not everything flowed smoothly. But overall, I quite enjoyed the game. And the premise was still really interesting to me all the way to the end. It's just, I'm gonna keep saying it. The most endearing character for me was just happened to be the one that died. And at the end of it, I didn't really care for anyone at the end of the game. Honestly, like I didn't. I don't know. Like, no one really grew on me. Not really. Because I guess we were all fighting for our lives. I did like the moment. I did like the squishy wall moment with the screwdriver thing, the fake out with the screwdriver. That is great. I like that moment between Kate and Jamie. And then I thought, oh shit, we're not gonna play this game. We're not gonna press the button. And I thought that is it. Like JB just squished herself, but the screwdriver was there. So a good choice we made to keep the screwdriver on Jamie. That is great. I was so worried we lost Jamie because we didn't we didn't like I was worried because the screwdriver should have been with someone else. But that is a really fun scene. Other than that, and I felt like they bonded, of course, over that moment. But those moments for me were few and far between. Like in the beginning, because they already hit you with the most development in terms of like, well, they focused a lot on Aaron's dynamic with Charlie, and then Aaron with Jamie after that. And then sadly she was her first to die. But yeah, I mean, my initial impressions were, yeah, it's pretty good. I had fun with it. But now I'm curious, like you said that this was your favorite out of the series season 1. So if and when I decide to stream House of Ashes, now we'll get to compare. We'll see, did they really improve upon their previous episode? I know it's a totally different setting, but I want to see if, how the scenes were edited. Did they flow a bit more smoothly? How are the performances? How did they work with the facial animations, which is pretty much the same? But you're right. The Quarry was definitely a bigger team. Just based on the trailers of the Quarry, and I watched the streamer play a bit of the Quarry as well. The animations were definitely much better in the Quarry. The little that I saw, the facial animations were sold even more, and I'm placing more emphasis on that because, yeah, the game it's a fun game and it's a fun interactive movie, but since it's not that much of, there's not much game in it, all the more important it is to really sell your actresses' performances. So it's just a shame. But considering that this was a smaller team and perhaps they didn't have as much time to really work it out, considering the pandemic and everything, also putting the pandemic really making it difficult for game developers in general. Understandably, it could have used a full pass. I think it could have used another pass in terms of polishing, but perhaps they didn't have the luxury to do so. I mean, it speaks for itself with the DirectX 12 version totally not working on my system. Could have been just me. DirectX 11, no problem. Or maybe it's just a graphics driver issue. I'm gonna have to go back and try out DirectX 11. But yeah, again, I'm excited for their treatment of science fiction. I want to see that. I'm in the mood for it because we finished Signalis, Observation, Soma, and now that their next game is going to be sci-fi, it's like, oh yeah, let's get into it. Now I don't know what to play next for our weekend schedule. Let's figure it out.
Maybe if we put a little weight into it?
Let's just finish the prologue.
Open
From the curator's point of view, we're gonna go through the terrible murders of these two.
Why don't you have a shave while I take a quick bath?
Let's try not to mess up the...
Reconvene.
I know that word. It's French for something illicit.
Shush. Shave.
I think I forgot to pack my razor and kit.
I'm sure the pharmacy downstairs
This is the
has them.
different, yeah.
Don't be too long in that bath.
Don't you worry.
Okay, now it's him, right? Oh wait, no, it was him last time, wasn't it? Yeah. We play this scene, and then he gets confused. Like, wait, wasn't my room there? Right? He got confused.
Better not.
Pure time wise, this one has way more. I feel like some of the animation are better than the other Dark Pictures games. Okay. And in terms of the open world in terms of the exploration of the world, the gameplay itself, did the others feel more linear to you? Did they feel more or less exploratory?
I could have sworn this was the way we came up.
Trapdoor.
What? Oh my god. Marie!
Oh, then it cuts. Okay, it would have cut to Marie by now, right?
Get our bags and just walk out. What? Damn it. Marie! Marie!
So it's from his perspective. Oh no.
Marie! I'm coming!
This is where she gets her throat cut.
What are you? What have you done?
Oh,
Calm
it's
yourself, son.
canonical in this
I've seen your
playthrough.
wife has had an accident. Is there a problem, sir?
Confront! Yeah, let's go.
Marie! No!
How's he gonna kill us now that we're together? Oh my god. She didn't even make it to the gas chamber moment. Oh.
Don't fight. It's already done.
Ugh. Throat slitting. I like the I prefer the gas chamber moment. But it's terrible to say out of context. Sorry. I thought it was a more interesting scene. The theatrical cut. Like the with their throat cut and then the gas chamber, like them seeing each other across the window, that was painful. It is very impactful.
Everything in its place.
Well, look at this.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Only the best for you, my dear.
Mother would simply die. It's so
I say,
opulent.
good man, do you work here?
So I have a feeling.
Hello. Welcome to the World's Fair Hotel.
I have a feeling the curator's cut. Like the curator's cut feels like not exactly cut content, but for sure they try to explore the different perspectives. Like, oh, perhaps should we stick with the guy, stick with the girl? And the theatrical cut that we got was basically their choice of, all right, it's more interesting if we stuck with the girl here, encountered Holmes inside the bathroom, because the guy's perspective isn't that interesting after the trapdoor. So it felt like the pieces were probably in already, and then the curator's cut is just more like a behind-the-scenes thing, like, hey, these are the other perspectives we wanted to explore, but we thought the others were more interesting. At least with the prologue itself, I preferred the theatrical cut. Like cutting after the trapdoor moment when he screams Marie. That was the perfect time to cut to Marie, because the tension's up. You're like, oh shit, something's wrong, something's gonna happen to Marie. Then you want to find out what happens to Marie. It's the multiplayer partner's view. It makes sense. So it's not even a special thing. It's just the multiplayer. I forgot there's multiplayer in this. Dark Pictures games so far had the only option to explore, but you can easily miss extra stuff because of everything going on. No, I get what you mean, Fisher. Wait, no, actually, I was able to explore more here because it was clear when there was going to be a transition. Or it would warn you when it would be the next, like when there would be a transition in the scene with the arrows, the arrow interaction icon. I appreciated that because it clued you into that. Okay, you're gonna advance the scene. If you want to collect your stuff, collect it before we continue. So that is nice. I like that. It took out a lot of stress from the backtracking exploration.
You're here. Have you been waiting long? Welcome back.
Multiplayer. Not that you mentioned multiplayer. You said you never experienced multiplayer with these games yet, right? I'm actually curious how it's like. I wonder if it's fun. I can imagine that if that's a multiplayer perspective, player 2 on husband panicking, oh shit, and then player 1 is like, he's here, Holmes is here, and you're screaming at your player 2. I can imagine the panic in that. If it's happening like in parallel with your player 1, player 2. Oh, I can imagine the prologue really like, oh shit, get here. Like, and the guy player is trying to like open the doors like, what? There's a brick wall. And then you're trying to not get your throat slit. Oh, definitely would have been an interesting experience, I feel. Okay, now that you mention it, yeah, curator's cut might not be exactly worth a total playthrough. Maybe some scenes would work well from another perspective, but playing it solo, individually, you might want to stick to the theatrical cut, I guess. Because that's how, I guess, would they put it in mind, the theatrical cut. You only can follow one perspective. Which perspective we should follow to create the most drama and tension, and I think that's what we ended up with the theatrical cut. But in multiplayer, it's like, all right, the fun is in things happening at the same time and you screaming at each other saying, get here faster, oh my god. Like, I can imagine the chase scene with when Dumet was chasing Kate and Jamie. If that is multiplayer, Jamie players like trying to get to you, and Kate players like, oh god damn it, I'm in the closet, please come before he stabs me in the closet, in the locker. The arrow icon is a thing in the other games as well, but there were a lot of areas where you just walk past the point with transition you. I see. Well, yeah, there were moments like that here. Curator's cut was very worth it at Man of Medan. So, I heard the multiplayer experience of Man of Medan was pretty fun as well. Since that is the first one, right? The first one with like... Wait, did Until Dawn also have multiplayer? Well, anyway. Overall, thank you again for recommending this, Fisher. I really loved getting into the shoes, getting to the role of a documentary film crew on a cursed shoot, which coincidentally was the premise of my tabletop RPG character, which was coincidentally based on an actual cursed shoot I was on, with a lot of crazy unexplained shit happened. Thankfully, no one was murdered to my knowledge. Just a lot of creepy freaky shit was going on that shoot. I still believe a lot of us are cursed to this day, but no one has died yet, as far as I can tell. So no Final Destination curse stuff. I think we're good. But I got inspired by that cursed shoot and then made a character based on that. But then now it's like playing through this game, it's like, yo, okay, wait. Lawnet Entertainment had an even worse cursed shoot. Like, holy shit. Also because of what the monster actually was. So it really worked well for Man of Medan. That's good. Roll credits. It's terrifying though that whether it was real or not, or he was just grandstanding or being theatrical, it's just a terrifying quote. And at the end of the day, I just can't.
They fill my pine box with cement, put me deeper than anyone else, and cover the ground with more cement, cause trust me. Just being dead ain't enough to stop me from killing again.
On May 7th, 18...
Some people are so messed up. I can't. It's just so terrifying to think about how humans can be. Anyway.
Not snap from the force of hanging. Records indicate he hung, slowly suffocating for over 15 minutes, until finally the monster was dead. America's first serial killer confessed to 27 murders. But as investigators...
They were saying in-game that this was terrible.
City to city, the number grew significantly.
I thought it was, well, an okay intro to a documentary.
America's first serial killer, and possibly the worst. He was buried as requested, under concrete. Was he hoping to hide from God's judgment? Or did he truly want to keep the devil from climbing out and killing again?
Okay, the script could use some work, but overall the editing was not bad.
So, what do you think?
But then they all thought it was shit. It's like, well, maybe do I have bad taste? I thought that was a pretty intriguing intro to like H.H. Holmes.
To be honest, Charlie, this is a pilot.
Oh, nice to see Aaron alive again. Anyway. Yeah, sure, you are your own worst critic, for sure. Yeah, like, yeah, okay, yeah, based on experience. True enough, Fisher. I mean, we've looked at what we've made now, and it's just, oh, we just cringe and like, oh, we really made that. Anyway, what's messed up with the ending here is, well, I don't know if the evidence mattered at all, Fisher, because the ending I got, yeah, everyone is alive except for Aaron, but Holmes, not Holmes, Monday Dumet survived. He picked up the mask at the last scene, and he put up another hotel and invited a bunch of people to that new hotel, like a bunch of kids. So he's gonna kill again. And there was a spliced cut of, he was trying to frame Charlie. He spliced Charlie's audio bits together to make it seem like Charlie was the one that wanted everyone dead. So it's not a very happy ending. if they find that, if they find out, or if they don't, or if they believe that doctored audio, the spliced audio, they could pin it on Charlie. I don't know. But my God, that guy survived a meat hook or an anchor straight into his chest, dragged to the bottom of the lake, and he still survived. The evidence in this game and the other games in the Dark Pictures don't really matter at all. Versus the Quarry, it will change the ending how much you have. Oh, that's just... Why would they... Did they forget to add an extra thing? Like, did they leave that in with a green highlight? And hey, you can take pictures. But they forgot to follow through with that here? I guess. Yeah. Anyway, we are gonna wrap up already. We are going to end. I did enjoy my time with it. Thank you, Vano and Fisher, for being here for the finale of The Devil in Me. I'm gonna decide on what to play next. Again, I'm still thinking about Callisto Protocol. I was supposed to play Callisto Protocol next, but I'm uncertain. I might just wait for a sale. There are a lot of other games to play. If you do have any suggestions, we'll let them know. Something probably still horror adjacent for Scarlet Hollow and the like. It's a visual novel. I'm gonna be reserving that for our visual novel segment, which is after Pentiment. God of War is still gonna take some time. So this weekend is weekend slot's gonna be free. Gonna be fun to figure out what to get into again. There are a lot of new releases. I'm not sure if I want to stream Midnight Suns or if it's something I'd rather play off stream. We'll see. But thank you again, Fisher, for recommending this. Vano for being here at the end, and we're gonna be ending now. For those who may be lurking, if you enjoy this content and want to keep up with the rest of the channel, please do consider hitting that follow button and checking us out on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Our Discord is also open 24/7. Vanua, have fun with your session. Good luck with that. I'm excited to hear about the beginning of your campaign after these series of one-shots. Still amazed at your dedication to get those one-shots in before the actual session. I remember you were talking about this like last month or like a couple of months ago. So building up to the beginning of the campaign, sounds like it's gonna be epic. And hopefully, perhaps in the future, perhaps we'll see each other at the game or get more games under Den Mother. We'll see you on stream. Anyway, full story, aka learn the killer motive and stuff. Now the thing is, the evidence, the collectibles are good. I like the collectibles. They did flesh out everything. By the end of the game, I kind of understood already who was the killer and why. But the evidence I'm talking about, the evidence game with Mark here, with the camera, I thought taking photos would do something, but it didn't. Or perhaps I didn't take enough for additional ending stuff. So like I don't know what happened with the photo mini game, quote unquote. Maybe it is just a feature they dropped. But I did like believing that it mattered. Yeah, I thought because sometimes your camera would highlight green, right? And they tell you should document all this. So I like believing that it mattered. I don't like finding out that it didn't matter. It sounds like you could apply that to a lot of these choice-based these kinds of games. But I was really hoping for a reward for getting into the mindset of an investigative journalist and showing the police the good stuff, the evidence we're capturing with our camera. Boom. I would have liked to see something out of that. But in the moment, I enjoyed getting into that headspace of like, oh, this is some messed up shit. And you're taking pictures to get evidence for the cops. So that is fun. Maybe that is tied to if Mark is the only one alive. There's always Google to check that out. Like if it matters, right? Because if Mark dies, well, there goes your evidence. So yeah, overall, like I'd love to play more games like this. Once in a while, I'd like these more or less linear, choose your own adventure, interactive movies. A lot of people complain that, oh, these aren't real games, but they're a kind of game, and I do enjoy it. Especially if the characters are well written and if there's a intriguing story behind it. In terms of the creepiness and the scariness factor, I think it really helped Fisher that we really dedicated Spooky Month to playing horror games. Because I think after Outlast, I think if you remember, like me in the beginning of Outlast, I was so tense. Then later on, Outlast just became like any other game. The Beast Inside demo, the one Dewata streams recommended, that was legitimately terrifying for me. Even though it's just a demo. But overall, I think we built enough of a tolerance. Soma didn't affect me at all in terms of scariness. And here, it was just jump scares. I didn't feel any real sense of dread. Save for the darkness. The dark portions were the ones that really made me feel tense. And of course, the chase sequences themselves, I was always on the edge of my seat. I like the chase sequences with Domet. Because it is hectic, it is tiring, and they were fun quick time events. And then the fake out with the button swapping of the mashing. Like you're mashing Y. And then the developers troll you by swapping the button to X, which 90% of people are probably going to fail it because they're mashing one button and then you put the next button at the same time as the mashing. So it makes you think that, oh shit, I failed. But then you narrowly miss the spiky bit. Excuse me. So it's fun. Five Nights at Freddy's would be fun next. That's something we didn't get. Oh, speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's, another thing that was on my list was... Let me open Steam. Oh, by the way, I saw you got Midnight Suns. How are you enjoying it, Fisher? You know, I was supposed to play The Walking Dead at some point on stream. Because I do have The Walking Dead complete. I only played season 1 of Walking Dead. And I loved it. What is that? Ink Machine. This game was also... like the sequel to Bendy and the Ink Machine was just released. This game kept being recommended to me. I'm not sure if you ever played this before, but this was also quite intriguing for me. Because I do like this style of animation. You know, Cuphead from the 30s, 40s. I heard this is also similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, but you know, it's fun. Based on a cartoon studio. And the sequel was just released. Bendy and the Dark Revival, November 15, 2022, overwhelmingly positive. And it's a first-person horror set in a scary as hell cartoon thing. It's like I wouldn't know how this would be scary. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I wouldn't know how that would be scary. But apparently it's a good horror game. But yeah, this is just released a couple weeks ago. And holy shit, 4,700 positive reviews. Oh, it's not, sorry, 4,700 total reviews, overwhelmingly positive, 96% of it. And the price isn't too bad. Not bad at all. But Five Nights at Freddy's, it's scary because of jump scares galore. Okay. Maybe Bendy and the Ink Machine also. But this one is also very popular. And it had some amazing songs. Like, I know nothing about this cartoon. I know nothing about this animation studio. It's a real animation studio. From back then. Joey Drew, which I think was revived recently. It's a long history, but they were alive back then. Decades ago. Almost a century ago. And our friend who was a huge fan of this kept sharing like songs from it as well. And surprisingly, they're really amazing songs. So I was just reminded of it. But Five Nights at Freddy's is free, right? At least one of the Five Nights things. Jump scares galore. We'll see. Again, what I'm really in the mood for is this. But it's getting such bad reviews. So it's like I don't want to waste my money on it. Well, to correct myself, I don't want to waste the stream's money on this. You know? 53%. Unfortunate. Because I'm still in the mood. I'm still in the mood for like. I'm coming from Signalis. All right, Signalis is still like I loved Signalis. Salma was great. Observation was great. I something like this, like, well, I could always go to Dead Space, but nah, I don't really feel like jumping into Dead Space. Holy shit. 2, 4. How many Five Nights games are there? Oh my god. Too many. It's really that popular? Well, in the future, I'm definitely gonna try it at least once since it's such a seminal franchise. But I'm perhaps in the mood like after not until dawn, after fighting for our lives and the devil in me. I'm trying to right now. I feel like the next game I want to play after the devil in me is more along survival horror rather than like again running away or hiding or avoiding the monster. Is that how Five Nights is? Security breaches the FPS one. This one. Or all you have is a flashlight. Ooh, interesting. This is released just last year. Huh. Oh, and you do own it already. Yeah, there's a lot of like to jump into it though. For the very first Five Nights at Freddy's experience, I think you and Dewata were really like we're just recommending the very first one where it all began. Like, may as well start from the very beginning. Freddy's your friend for the most part. Hey, Five Nights at Freddy's Plus in development. Holy crap. Sister location. Help wanted. Five Nights at Sexy's. Is this the very first one? 2014. Five Nights at Freddy's. Is this the original? Damn. Alright. Jump scares galore, huh? They've been in the mood for it. Right now I wanna play Signalis like or a Resident Evil like. So we'll see. We'll see what we'll play next week. If I don't cave in and buy Callisto Protocol, despite everyone warning me against Callisto Protocol, let's figure it out. But again, thank you everyone for being here. I think I've already did my exit spiel. But holy crap. Like this, honestly, I did not get this game, the one Dewata recommended, 54%. This is just like $1. It's $1. It's 90% off. But I've not gotten this game because the demo was so scary for me. But wasn't that supposed to be the point of spooky season? Was I not supposed to actually play this game because the demo was so scary for me? Right? Am I just chickening out? Like, am I not? Should I not play this game because the demo was scary for me? Look, it's like H.H. Holmes again. Ultimate custom night that is free and not tied up in story you won't get to. It's It's officially Christmas. I'm gonna pull the Christmas card, Fisher. It's no longer November, so All Souls Days, like All Souls Month, if you want to call it. October and November are gone. It's Christmas time now. We're gonna play Christmas games. How about that? How about that? It's so near to Christmas. We need a Christmas game. Is that gonna be Ragnarok, Fimbulvinter for Christmas, Ragnarok for Christmas? That's gonna be our Christmas because I don't think I'm gonna finish God of War before Christmas. Honestly, Pentiment. We'll see if we can get it done. That's a good idea. What is it? What is a Christmas game? What is a December? What is a December appropriate game? We already missed the sale for autumn, but there's gonna be a winter sale. There's gonna be a winter sale, so everything's gonna be on sale again. What is a Christmas game? That's might be a good weight line of thinking as well. Is there a Christmas horror game? How about you get this, Fisher? Which is it's 90% off until December 9. So it's literally $1 in my region. And you finish it and you tell me about it. Because the demo was so scary. Honestly. Yeah, that's it. House of Ashes. Is it on sale? Pretty sure it'll be on sale for Christmas. But that's not very Christmassy. Wait, House of Ashes is only... Oh! Weekend deal. 50% off. It ends in 24 hours. Oh, shit. Well, actually, the Season 1... The Season 1 bundle is 43% off. Oh, but only House of Ashes is on sale. So I already have the Devil in Me, obviously. So 999. That's 2,000. 2,450. Bundle discounts 37. Huh? Is the Quarry on sale? No. Well, the Quarry is gonna go back on sale for winter. But I'm also not exactly in the mood yet of... Oh, there. See, do you see that? Like the facial animation? The animations in general are so much more polished. There, see the eyes. The eyes really tell a story. I'm not exactly in the mood for like teenage slasher right now. Go get it. Go get it, Fisher. It was it bad? No, the demo got me. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about the demo. Like I can't speak for the rest of the game. The game itself didn't get too high reviews as well. It got pretty average reviews. But out of all the horror games we've played throughout spooky season, I still remember the Beast Within as the Beast Within demo, one of the scarier uh definitely. So try it out. Exactly. They had a bigger team, bigger budget. So the Quarry was their highlight. Oh man, it's 50% off. Is this a sign? Are we gonna play House of Ashes? Oh hey! They have the heartbeat thing here. Okay. Okay, okay. I have 24 hours to decide. My question is if I should, but I'm not really interested in the premise of these. Man of Medan and Little Hope. Maybe I'll wait for individual sales for these because House of Ashes is the only one on sale right now. But if I get on bundle, if I add it up, 2,000, 2,400, 2,472. No, it's not really a deal. It's not really a deal if I get the bundle. Okay, how long is House of Ashes? But it's like they listen to us and it's like, oh, this person just finished The Devil in Me. Maybe they'll be interested in playing House of Ashes. House of Ashes, how long to beat? Around 6 hours. Knowing us, it's gonna take 12 hours. Are you getting the Beast Within? Okay, don't blame me if it's not scary, okay? The demo was scary. And if you get scared by it, if you find it even scarier than The Devil in Me, you can blame Dewata streams. I'm on record saying that. She was the one that they were the one that told me about it. No, we blame Dewata because they were the one that directed us to it. It is their recommendation, Fisher. Okay, House of Ashes around 6 hours. So we might take around the same number of sessions. That should be around. Can we finish it before Christmas? If I do maybe an unscheduled stream. Because weekends are weird. I do have HEMA training, but okay. We have 24 hours to decide. I'll let chat know. But House of Ashes is 50% off. It's telling us, yo, hey, you just finished it. Come on. Let's play it. Let's play House of Ashes. Why not? Let's go. Okay. Let's add it to the cart. Let's add it to the cart so there's a bit of accountability there. There, it's there. All right. It's in my cart. So it's. Oh, wait. The Suicide of Rachel Foster. What's this? This is 90% off. Mixed, mostly positive. Seems like a heavy topic, though. The suicide of Rachel Foster. What is that Italian? What is that? What is that horror game set in Italy? Is it Madison? No, it's not Madison. Shoot, what was that? That's something else I wanted to play. But I heard it was also kind of problematic in terms of the narrative of how they treated like someone a victim of sexual abuse, and I think it wasn't treated well or something. I read about that. Oh, how well did it go? I guess this speaks for it. I'm not sure you can. I don't know. The bruises gross you out. That's how well it went, Fisher. That's how well it went. Did not defend myself properly. Overall, it is a fun experience. It is just the second tournament of its kind in the Philippines. Silver lining is that it's a growing community, and there is motivation from certain people to really create an official association for the dream of competing abroad. That said, in summary, it also highlighted a lot of points for growth. Let's call it points for growth in terms of judging, gear standards, rule standards. That all needs to be discussed by an association if they really want to be compatible with the international HEMA scene. If you want to go to Europe or America to compete, what the current state of affairs is not gonna be compatible at all. The way people were playing would not be compatible with the international HEMA community as we know it. That said, the Hema community is very new. It's also very niche. So it's like a Wild West frontier kind of thing, which kind of makes it exciting as well. It's fun because it's something different. I'm still quite into it. And I think we did pretty well based on how we were trained to fight in the tournament. And I do want to continue it. So I'll be continuing it. Every injury is another lesson to get better. That is for sure. That's what the bruises tell you. It's like you got bruises over there, then don't get hit there. Learn where you're open. I've always been open on this side, on my left side. Never learned. We're getting another Amnesia game? Huh. That's surprising. The Bunker? Is this it? March 2023. The Bunker is a first-person horror game set in a desolate World War I bunker. Face the oppressing terror stalking the dark corridors. Search for and use the tools and weapons at your disposal while keeping the lights on at all costs. Overcome fear, persevere, and make your way out alive. Yo, okay. You have a gun with one bullet. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh my god. Old-timey flashlight. So they're trying something different, huh? Oh my god. Can I just say that guy's screwed? You know why? Well, not because he was trying to shoot at a monster. I'm being nitpicky here. Okay, see that? You see that? Okay, wait. Okay. Is the I'm just very nitpicky with firearms in video games and movies. Okay, this is cool, super cool. You have one bullet in the cylinder. Cool. Puts it in. Where's the bullet? The bullet is aligned with the barrel. That's cool. However, if you look at the hammer, did he pull back the hammer? No. So whether this is a double action or a single action revolver, double action being if the hammer is... What's the proper term for it? Anyway, if the hammer is up, if it's a double action revolver, he can pull it all the way and the hammer will go... it'll cycle the weapon and bam! The weapon will cycle properly. I'm sorry, the terms are so bad. And I said I was nitpicky with firearms. If it's a single action, he has to pull it down. Either way, pulling down that hammer is going to rotate the cylinder once. Click. To align the next cartridge to the barrel. So he did not pull down the hammer. And he is going to pull the trigger. In the process of pulling that trigger, this cylinder is going to rotate. That bullet here is going to go here. And the hammer is going to strike empty air. The striker is going to strike empty air. That's it. He's dead. Anyway. Yeah. That's my little nitpick over that. It's cool though, seeing a World War I setting for the next Amnesia game. Interesting. So there are two things to look forward to. A World War I setting from the Amnesia creators, and a sci-fi setting from the Dark Pictures Anthology. Two kinds of settings I am quite interested in. Thank you for the heads up. Let's add it. That's March 2023. That moment when you realize it is almost a new year, chat. Almost a new year. All right, Fisher Kid, back to us with the beast inside me. You know, put that rig to good use. Maximize the graphics. Max it out. Everything. I'm pretty sure you're enjoying everything, aren't you? In the meantime, I will get some rest, get ready for the next day, prepare for a long week ahead. Now are the coming weeks for uh Christmas parties, preparation for Christmas. Pretty big here in the Philippines. So we're gonna do a lot of preparations for that. Why do I get recommended these things? Honestly. Sex Gym 3D. Into the Nightmare. Dark Tide. I have it on Game Pass. You should try it out. Memory Lost. What's this? Memory Lost Chapter 1. Wait, Need for Speed Unbound was already released? Didn't hear anything about it. Beach Invasion 1944? Hold up. This is just about Normandy? You defend the fortified beach against invading forces who will attack you with troops, tanks, planes, and more. Use the iconic weapons such as MG42s. What? This is so specific. It's getting very positive reviews. So odd. Too tired after your aunt's birthday party. Oh, okay. Hope you had a good celebration. Splinter Cell, please come back well. You're named after one of my favorite video game characters. I hope it's good. All right. I gotta turn in for the night. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for bringing up Amnesia. I have a fairly interesting. I have an idea of what to play. Most likely, it's gonna be this. If I decide to buy it within 24 hours, The House of Ashes, because it's here already. It's 50% off. Is this the lowest? Is this the lowest? This is the biggest discount this game has released. All right, to hype ourselves up for our possible next game.
Well, that's just great. We have to help each other. It's the only way. We need a plan. Put those things up and get the fuck out. Good plan.
Cool.
Teach you to mess with a Marine. What I see in front of me, you're the best. Best of the best. We will get home. I got something for you! Hey, whatever happens out there, got your back.
All right. So that's probably most likely what we're playing next week. No promises. Anyway, thanks everyone. Nice seeing you around here, Fisher. Have fun with your games. Have fun getting some rest. This is in my cart already, so chances are we're going to be playing this next week. But again, as we get closer to Christmas, these weekends are going to be pretty full and pretty tiring, with all the familial and friendly obligations, like whatever, Christmas stuff, holiday stuff. And hopefully you have a good following weeks as well for the upcoming holidays. I did not realize we are so close to Christmas already, whether you do celebrate or not. I hope you do get some good rest, have some good times, and have a good holiday. It is December. I did not realize already. Holy crap. So take care, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and turn in. Again, our Discord is open 24/7. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube if you enjoy this content and want to keep up with the rest of the channel. I will see you on Tuesday for God of War Ragnarok. So we're going to be back to that, Fisher. Perhaps we'll see you there. Will it... I might be able to pull off an extended stream. I will be streaming on schedule, of course. We will be streaming God of War Ragnarok. And on the day itself, we're going to find out if we're going to be playing the whole day or not. I'm excited to get back into Ragnarok. Big change of pace from The Devil in Me. So, God of War Ragnarok on Tuesday. Pentiment on Thursday. And next weekend is most likely another Dark Pictures game, House of Ashes. going to be a squad of Marines instead of a group of documentary filmmakers. So awesome stuff. We'll see you around. As always, thank you and welcome to the table. Have a great one. Bye-bye.